Hi, I'm Professor Stephanie. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate using Spectra AD markers, adding color, hue, to a line drawing of zinnias. And my emphasis is going to be on the element of value. Value is focused on the gradation of lights to dark, the range. Sometimes you use it for contrast. And for me, when I'm working with markers and with flowers, that's something I love to do, I like my images to look realistic. And so paying attention to the value creates that success with that. So I'm going to pause and we're going to get started. Thank you. And I practiced first. I'm a big fan of practicing. And so I have a practice one. And I also want to show you that I very often will keep track of the colors and numbers that I'm using. As you can see, we're going to work with a Spectra AD marker. And they each have a number with them. And what I'm looking for is gradation in value. So right away we got yellow, orange, and orange. You can see that's what I talk about when I think about this value. We're going to use this in the zinnia right there. And I like to record what I've done, sometimes on the same sheet that I've done it on, because oftentimes I'll scan this and use the scan, but I always can refer back to what I did, and that helps me very much in reference to keeping track of the work I'm doing. So this is a finished drawing, and yet I do have my one I'm going to start that hasn't been drawn on yet. So let's take a look at where I want to start is that yellow flower zinnia, because I want to work with, just like I mentioned, I've got a super yellow 014, and then I've got a yellow orange, which is 68, and then an orange, which is 16. So what I have here are these three different values: light, medium, and dark. And that's what's going to make the flower look realistic, and it's going to keep it from looking to me just like it's been colored. It's a yellow flower, and what happens when I render it, when I add color, I kind of push that flavor a little bit. And I'm actually going to start with my yellow and brush in the color. I'm going to take my medium, and there we go. I'm right sort of in the middle of this petal. And then I'm going to come back with dark. I don't get a lot of blending. I'm using a hot press paper, but I do like to be able to have these three values represented on the petal. And again, that's what's giving this some shape and interest. Great. So let me just, it looks like I've got a couple petals up here. I'm just going to make yellow. They're just going to stay yellow. And then here's my medium orange. Great. So that's an example of adding value with a hue. I've actually got two hues. Hues is what we call, is the name of a color. So I have yellow and I had yellow-orange. I am going to quickly add orange, and then also got a kind of peachy. So I'm going to make this smaller, the bloom here that's coming out. This is back to my orange. This actually is 064. And I've got two different values. I don't have three. I don't have that much space there. So that said, I'm wondering if I can even come a little bit closer with my, here we go. Good. So I'm going to play a little bit closer here because I think that will be helpful as we move forward with the red and then also the green. So let me work with our reds, and I have an 05, I have an 3, which I was really looking for. Oh, 33 is right here. And then a 32. Oh, 11 and 32. Okay, so that's what I'm going to play around with here. Actually, I may just work with 2 reds, as a matter of fact. Let's see what happens with my... I know for sure that the 05 is what I want on the outside here. So again, I'm starting at that outside edge. I'm going to play with this. I'm wondering if this is... Ooh, it is red enough. Oh boy. Oh boy. So I don't think I found a 3rd red to work with. Red's a pretty strong hue. So I'm going to be okay with just 2 instead of 3. 3's ideal. But I still think I'm going to get the effect of the lighter petals being lighter on the edge and darker toward the middle. So it would be where a shadow would be. And we're exaggerating this. That's part of what artists do and what you want to do. We want to, people that look at our image, we want them to really enjoy seeing it and really get a flavor of what the Zinni is all about. And so I think this dark in here is helping. And again, you know, coloring is when we just take a red flower and we make it all red, same value, same hue. We want to play around a little bit with our rendering. Great, and you can see that the Zinni has a little yellow center often, and that adds a little contrast too, which is really nice. And let me add this darker red back here. Great. All right, so let me play a little bit with the green, and we're going to experiment putting some caps back on here. With our green, I know I want a light, medium, and dark, and I've got a couple of really nice ones. We've got a 042, which is really light. That's going to be my lightest. Medium, I'm going to work with 043. The dark, I'm still playing around with, but dark's going to be my last hue I put on there, my last value. And I like to open my caps. You can see I'm using the finer tip. And I like to start with the light. Those of you that do watercolor, this is throwback to watercolor. Whoop, that's not my lightest. Well, here's my lightest. And I like to work with the center light and then work out with the dark. Got a little bit of a, move kind of quickly there. And then this is what I want to experiment a little bit. My dark value is a little darker than I prefer. So I probably will just play with that briefly. Here's my light again. Let's try this over here. Again, I like to work the light in the center. This medium's awfully, ooh. That's my dark, which is great. I wanted that to be on that side there, so that's going to work out. Good, here's I'm going to put the dark underneath here. That would be a shadow. We want to be thinking a little bit about that. There might be a little shadow here. There might be a little shadow on this leaf. Okay, sometimes it's fun to add those. Again, I'm playing with value. Get my 43 in here. And I'm being a little shy with that very dark value. Here's medium. Here's my light. Whoop, no it's not, it's my dark. So I'm a big fan of moving forward. You can see I'm try to lose that perfection aspect of rendering. So what I'm having, here we go, good. Okay, so you can see how I'm working these leaves. think I'm getting better as I go, which is oftentimes the case. Oh, we missed that. Okay. Just finish that up there. Great. All right. So the last thing I'm going to work on, and then is the peach. I've got a 011 and a 064. Same concept. And I'm going to pause a minute because I'm going to see if I can speed this up and finish up on a faster mode. So let me pause. Okay, so in review, my goal was to use value, which is the element of design, range of light to dark, and I've accomplished that with two different red hues, a kind of medium red and a dark red. We've got a yellow orange, and an orange here on this. Our peach was sort of a light peach and a darker peach, and then in the leaves we had both a light, a medium, and a dark. And then for the background, to finish it off, I added, I'm not going to do that in the demonstration, but I added a blue, a 008, which to give it a little bit of a medium value to have the image sit on. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.